Well, hello guys, and welcome back to another hardcore island video. I'm back here on the snowy mountain island that I was working on in the last episode, and I've decided I am for sure going to be building a bigger ice farm in the shape of a hockey field or ice rink that I'm going to do right over here. I was getting the land a bit leveled. I'll probably do a bit of terraforming after the fact, but I just wanted to see if I had roughly the right space. The build that I'm going for is going to be about 45-ish, I think maybe 47 blocks long by about 21 blocks wide. So I'll have to build up the snowdrifts over on the edges here to kind of level everything out. But I've got kind of a basic idea planned for that. However, I am going to need quite a lot of quartz to do the build that I want to do, because basically it's going to be a bunch of smooth quartz for like the main base layer, and then some colored concrete to show like the field annotations that are, like the circles and lines and everything that are on a standard ice rink. So I am going to head into the nether and start working on getting the quartz that we'll need, because as of right now I've got not a whole lot. I've got almost a stack of pillars, and I'm probably gonna need a couple stacks of pillars, and then probably, like, I don't even know, a lot, probably a lot of stacks of regular quartz. But actually, I'm going to smelt it, so it's going to be smooth quartz. But either way, going to need to spend some time in the nether, which is good because it will give me the opportunity to do some netherite mining at the same time, get some ancient debris. I've got a workhorse pickaxe here that I can use to do a fair amount of that. Although, I don't think I can, we'll see. I don't think I can insta-break the netherrack with this one, but either way, that is the plan. So after a decent bit of time down here in my nether strip mine, I've got almost 3 stacks of quartz ore that I'll be able to fortune, as well as 5 ancient debris, which will be at least 1 ingot, so I could theoretically netheritify 1 item. And then a whole heap load of gravel, which will be useful for the concrete, although realistically I only needed like maybe a stack or so of gravel. I don't recall if I've shown before in this series my method for nether strip mining, but basically if you're on Java, if you press F3 and G at the same time, it pops up these chunk lines. Now you can technically figure that out just from the coordinates itself, basically subdivide it by 16, and that'll be the individual chunk lines. But the theory is that when you are going along a chunk line, you have a higher probability of coming across nodes of different ores or materials, such as quartz, ancient debris, you name it. I think technically this applies in the overworld, although I don't tend to do this method there. But I will go down to Y15, and then I just basically, I find one of these lines, such as here. I go off in a straight line until I come across something like a lava flow or a lava lake. And then after that, I just hold down the mine button and sweep across both sides all the way down, finding whatever ores or minerals or whatever else it is that I am currently looking for. just while I see these, I'll grab this extra quartz. I imagine I'm going to have to come back and get a bit more, but I'm not using light matica or anything, and so I don't necessarily know the exact number of blocks I need. I tend to kind of freestyle things, so I'll grab this little bit, and then I will meet you guys probably back in the basement, so that way we can fortune all these, and then we should get a decent amount of XP from that I can use to maybe enchant another item or two. Oh, hey, another ancient debris. Alright, that's the first level 30. I think I'll probably be able to get at least one more. I'm gonna do another pickaxe here. I don't have mending at all, and I'm trying to play in a different mindset than I historically have, so I'm trying to avoid using it. So as a result, I've got a lot of pickaxes that I plan on making and using throughout. Kinda what I'm setting myself for is the only way I'm gonna do mending is awesome. Spot on for what I wanted, because I was hoping for a backup silk touch. But the only way I'm really going to end up with mending, I think, is if I end up getting lucky and fishing it up. I suppose I can just do this over here. I don't know why I was dead set on doing it back in the corner. But unless I fish it up, or if I happen to come across, I don't even know if this is going to be possible, but a swamp island, because I do have the experimental villagers data pack on. So as it is, I cannot get mending from the normal kind of exploitive methods with the villagers, which I really am a fan of. Well, a fan of that I can't do it, not a fan of doing that. Because, I don't know, I've always been kind of an opponent to the villagers since 1.14, really, because in a lot of ways they made villagers really cool and really interesting, but also in a lot of ways I feel like villagers just trivialized a pretty decent amount of the game. They made a lot of items, such as enchanted books, just far too easy to get for fundamentally free. I mean, considering you can trade sticks for emeralds, you know. So if I get mending from like fishing, or I mean, I guess loot, like from a chest, I always forget that that's possible. Although in how many years has it been since when mending was added, I've yet to ever find it a single time in a chest, not like attached to an item or whatever. But okay, let's see, what else could I enchant? I need a new bow. I don't know where I put my bow. I've seemed to have misplaced it, and I don't have any string is the problem, because I used it all for those tripwires. Yeah, I've got a backup shovel already. I don't really need a backup axe or sword right now, and I don't really want to do armor, so I guess I'm just gonna not bother about the XP, and once I've got all this quartz and we can start laying it out, I will meet you guys over at the snowy island. Ow. So I've got a bit of the outline going here so you guys can see a bit more of kind of the dimensions that I'm going for with this. It's going to be a big ring of quartz pillars going around the edge with quartz stairs on top of that. And then originally I was going to have a field of smooth quartz with the concrete marking it off. But I kind of realized that I've got so much snow here, and the snow does a nice flat white the same way that smooth quartz would without any like borders on the blocks or anything. So I think that's going to be my plan instead, since that's just going to be the underlayer that goes between, like underneath the water that freezes over into the ice. So I'm basically going to be placing a whole buttload of snow real quick, and then I've got the materials to make both my red and blue concrete powder, which fortunately I won't even have to pre-convert since we're going to be throwing water on top of all of this anyways. And I'm just going to show you guys that in a time lapse here real quick. Okay, I got most of the concrete down. I've got enough blue to finish, but I am going to need to get more red. And I absolutely need to sleep before this becomes a much more dangerous situation that I'm comfortable with. A smarter player would probably just, you know, light up the area and make it a bit safer and easier to be around, but that is not me. So I'm going to run back, get some more red dye, which is probably just going to mean bone mealing the ground a whole bunch until I get enough poppies to finish. And then going to come back and fill all this in with snow, get the stairs up here, and then we will have a plenty big enough ice field to be able to fill out the rest of the nether highway that I'm in the process of making. Although I have been running over and gathering the ice generating on the prototype over here on occasion. So we've got a little bit to start with, which I suppose I can go place real quickly before I continue what I am doing. Right, so I kind of changed up from what I was doing before, and I had to, one, widen this, because with the testing with the boat before, it was hard to keep in the center. And then two, I've just been placing them along the edges here, because that does mean, at least in the time being, I can, if I can get up here, I can use this to sprint jump a fair bit faster. And so we'll just kind of do this following along this side over here until I have enough ice to make it proper able to use the boats on. Okay, I'm in a dangerous predicament here. I was in a a volley off with the gas up there, and apparently I must have hit the gas ball towards a zombie piglin, because they are all absolutely ripping pissed off at me right now. Oh yeah, there's the nugget to prove it, I guess. So I'm just gonna, I guess, kite them around until... Okay, wait, what? That one went cannibal and just killed his buddies, the one with the spear there. I have to be really careful, because genuinely this could be... Oh, this could be a world ender right here. Oh, it does not help that we have regular non-zombie piglins on our ass as well with the frickin' crossbows. I know I could just go into the overworld and I would technically be safe. The problem with that plan... Oh my god! The spear one is killing them off for me. This is intense. This is scary. I don't want to trap myself. Anyways, as I was saying, I don't want to go into the overworld and then they end up still being angry at me when I come back. So here, maybe I can put myself in a hole up here. Okay, I think I'm safe and can wait this out. I'll just be extra safe here and... Okay. Just gotta breathe. This is insane. I hit the ball back and forth between me and the gas like almost a dozen times. That was absurd. It was right after I ended the previous clip talking about the ice. Okay, I think I'm gonna sit here. I'll wait it out. If I end up, you know, dying or whatever, I'll bring you guys back. But I think I'm good to sit here and wait. Okay, I think I'm good. I kind of dug a little hole down and away from them. But they don't look like they want to kill me now. So I'm gonna go for it. Are we good? Are we chill? I guess I'll collect your loot. That's freaking hilarious that the one with the spear was just killing them off trying to get me. Anyways, back to continue what I was doing. Okay, I've got myself the flowers, the poppies necessary to get red dye to get the rest of our concrete. However, there's one other little thing that I'm going to need to do, and unfortunately it might be a little controversial because I need to have a captive snowman. I don't think I'm going to have enough snow to both fill the whole field and to be able to like terraform after, so I have a feeling I'm going to need to make some, well, actually, I don't like how dark it is back there. Yeah, I'll give him a lantern later. That's fine. So I need to create a spot such as right here for a snowman to live. And I think I do just like this. Is that correct? Haha. So I wonder, can he get through that? I can't, so I bet he can't. Sure, we'll leave you just like this. And he needs a name. I'm thinking Snowbert. Yeah, I'm gonna name him Snowbert. And basically, if you don't know, you can take a snowman, keep him in a nice little corner, just like this. And if you have a shovel, specifically not a silk touch shovel, that way you pick up snowballs instead of snow layers, you can then make as many... Snowbert, your name doesn't really show up well. Maybe we'll get rid of those blocks for you there. Snowbert. But you can basically just hold down and gather as much snow as you desire. So this will be my backup in case I don't have enough snow here. One more. There we go. And I will go off back to the ice rink. Meet Snowbart, the completely unique and original, in fact, there we go, completely unique and original snowman. One of a kind. We've never had another one on the server. Good boy, Snowbart. All right, that is the final touches, at least for the surface layer of the ice rink that we've got going on here. Now I just need to waterlog each of these stairs, which I've got a couple buckets here to do so, and then it should be able to start filling up with ice throughout the whole thing. So let's just start right here and make our way across. Now that is nice looking, especially with the shaders and the nice clear blue that you see going across. Oh, still need a couple more just to fill over here in. Is that enough to get spread? No. But now I should be able to get a fair bit more ice, and then hopefully by the time the next episode comes around, I should be able to complete any nether highway ice paths that are going to be needed to be done. Oh, it's going to go. Yeah, there it goes all the way across. I think there might be a couple I have to log over there. But you guys get the point. So now I just have a little bit more detailing to do. I want to add some pillars going down over the side here. And then I need to get some snow to kind of terraform this in and maybe build a staircase or something to go on up here. And hopefully some ice will start forming in the meantime, which it looks like we've already got our first few pieces down there. So unfortunately, I was a bit foolish with my decision to use quartz stairs for the edge around here. I thought that the white would look nice, and I do agree with that. The problem is, and I can demonstrate here, is when I come to actually harvest the ice, it's very, very easy to break these with the pickaxe here. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if maybe pale oak stairs might do an all right job as matching the vibe, you know, with the white and everything, but not being, you know, so easily mineable by a pickaxe. So let's just see. Oh, jeez. Yeah. See how easy it is to break all the way down to the bottom there? Grab this. That was closer than I should have been okay with, because I don't even think I have feather falling. No, that could have been potentially very dangerous. Let's swim up here. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. Oh no. Oh. I'm gonna have to scaffold my way out of here. Gosh dang it. Snow block, or do I have a bucket? I do have a bucket. Here we go. I'll just bucket my way up the top. Just goes to show, no matter how much you play, oh, that's why it froze. No matter how much you play this game, there's always a chance to be made the fool. Yeah, I think that's gonna end up looking all right in the end. So I'm gonna quickly replace all this stuff, and we'll see how it looks after that. Okay, gotta be okay, cool. Gotta be careful. That's another game-ending death that could happen right there. The amount of close calls I've been having recently makes me wonder if I might need to start a raid, perhaps get some totems of undying, just because I've been playing too risky for the circumstances. Right. I think, is this gonna be the last one right here? I think that should be everything. And we've got a nice amount of ice out here they'll be able to do a first harvest on. But one last little detail I want to add is a glass pane. I know English. A glass pane border going all the way around. Although I don't know if I have enough. I used literally every piece of sand I had, but what I might do is have it be 2 or 3 blocks high down the road. But I just kind of want to see what it looks like with what I've got so far. All right, I really like how this is looking. Definitely is giving the vibes of an ice rink. I'll probably have a couple cutouts, like one here and one here on the sides. And then we'll have a nice staircase headed up here, which I think I'm going to save that and the terraforming for the next video, because the other thing I would really like to do, because honestly it's been brutal going up and down the side of this cliff face over here, is I need to add a staircase and probably also, if I'm being frank, a minecart that'll bring me all the way up here. And so I'm going to save all that as the project for next time. But to cap off this video with this nice bit of sun coming up for us, I'm going to do a complete harvest of all the ice that we've got up here, and we'll see just how much packed ice we can get out of a nearly complete harvest here. Well, it was more than I could fit in my inventory, and a good amount of it was growing back as I was actively breaking it. So I would say that this is a very successful endeavor, and we will have plenty of ice to fill up our highway in the future. But that's all I'm going to have for today. I'm going to sleep before the monsters get me, and I will see you guys next time.